What's up, you guys? Indy here, and this episode is all about skating outside, and we're going to specifically talk about how to skate off of a curb. Skating outside is my absolute favorite thing, especially skating through cities. I love exploring new places on 8 wheels, but when you're skating in a city,
Galveston, Texas, what up?
when you're skating in a city, there's a lot of obstacles. There's cars, there's people.
Golf carts with music.
There's loud golf carts. I don't even know if we should be standing right here right now. But also there are curbs. If you don't know how to skate off of a curb and suddenly you're in a spot where you don't have any choice but to step down into the street, then it could be a little tricky. But no worries, because I have all of the info you need to safely get down off of these pesky little things called curbs. But you know what? Actually, they're not pesky. They're pretty fun. I love cruising the street, going up and down, playing between the different lanes. And that's what's so cool about roller skating is, unlike bikes or cars or skateboards, you can move from the sidewalk to the street, even to inside stores and things, without even really like changing anything. You know, I could move as a pedestrian in all of these different lanes because I have wheels on my feet. You know, it's not a big bulky bike. It's not a big cumbersome car. It's not a skateboard that you have to pick up every time you go up and down a curb. It's just literally like my feet plus wheels. So I'm going to show you how to step up a curb and then how to get off curbs safely, and give you a few tips that are going to make your experience skating outside way more enjoyable. So let's jump right into it. But actually, before we get going, if this is your first time here on the channel, welcome to Planet Roller Skate. My name is Indy Jamma Jones. Be sure to like and subscribe for more tutorials just like this. We got all kinds of awesome information that will really help you in your skating experience, and lots of just fun stuff. So be sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. Let's go. All right, so my very first tip is to think about how you are approaching the curb. Whether you're getting up or getting down, there's 2 ways. There's perpendicular to the curb, and there's parallel. When you're learning, it's best to stay parallel to the curb, because then you have all the time in the world to get up or get down. So look at the difference. If I'm skating perpendicular to the curb, I don't have any time to step up. I have to be like immediately up, right? But if I skate parallel to the curb, I can take my time, I can get prepped, I can get my foot up, get my balance, and then transfer. So parallel gives you more time to get prepared, to step up, step down, pretty much every time. So let's look at if I'm crossing the street. So here I am at a busy intersection, time for me to cross. So I'm gonna go this way. In my head, sometimes I wanna go towards this curb, right? But instead, I'm gonna go towards this one, where I can take my time and step up parallel. Does that make sense? So let's say, for example, if I'm crossing this road, instead of going straight at it, I'm gonna turn and go this way. So even if you don't have a choice but to approach it perpendicular, you can actually turn at the last minute and step up a little bit easier. Sometimes you're not gonna have all that time though, so you're still gonna have to have fast feet. All right, so first, let's do how to step down. If you're just getting started, it's totally okay to come to a complete stop before you get to the edge. If you're completely out of control, you can always take a knee. So this is gonna be your emergency, all right? So let's say you're skating and you're like, oh my goodness, you can take a knee, emergency stop. Then you can always step into the street and then keep going. So that's gonna be for super beginners or for a moment of panic. Now, if you are ready to start learning how to actually step down, you're feeling comfortable, you can come to a stop and then step down. So let's do that. Let's say I do my T-stop, come to the edge, step to the edge. I'm gonna keep my weight on the foot that's staying higher. I'm gonna kind of gently step down and then transfer my weight and start skating. So it's okay to use a toe stop, but it's pretty good to eventually start learning how to not use your toe stop so that you can just keep rolling. Here's what that looks like. So I'm gonna come to a complete stop, I'm gonna get to the edge, step down, and then I can actually push off once I transfer my weight. Almost always I have my weight on one foot until I get my balance on the other, then I transfer the weight and push off. You might bust your butt a couple times doing this in the beginning, and that's okay. Just maybe have a spot, maybe hold somebody's hand. That'll always help you have a bit more confidence to transfer that weight. So let me demonstrate one more time. So I'm gonna skate, come to a stop, step down, and this is the weight transfer part. So my weight's right here. I'm gonna transfer to this foot and then push off with this foot. But before I push off, I'm centered over this one. So it's not only about keeping your center, it's also about making sure you keep your leg bent. That's one of the most common mistakes I see, is that when people are stepping up or stepping down, they step onto a straight leg. Here's what not to do. Don't step up and stand up. That's wrong. Do step up and stay low. Keep that mushy mush bendy bend. So one more time, step up, stay low. All right, going back the other way, I'm gonna show you how to step down. So when people are stepping down, that's when they most commonly step onto a straight leg, because look, whenever I'm stepping down, it feels like my leg is bent because this leg is bent, right? But what you actually have to do is step down and bend even lower so that your other base leg is bent, so that when you transfer the weight, you're stable and you can adjust for any mistakes. So let me show you one more time. Don't step onto a straight leg. Do step down and get lower, just like that, and then transfer. So one way that you can practice is by holding your friend's hand. John, do you want to hold my hands?
Sure.
So I can hold his hand. He's not actually going to support me, he's just going to be there for a little bit of balance, a little bit of confidence, and I'm going to practice going up and staying balanced and then stepping down and transferring. And then it's really good to have this trick down on both sides, because you never know which side of the road you're gonna be stepping on. You're gonna wanna step whatever leg is closest to the curb up first, and then transfer the weight down. And then when you're stepping down, you wanna step with your leg closest to the curb too. So it's really tricky to go like this, right? Even if it feels natural to put that other foot down, I don't know, you could probably do it. Nothing's right or wrong, but I definitely recommend stepping with the foot that's closest to the curb first. I think that's it for stepping up and stepping down. Definitely practice this not on a busy road like this. Practice this somewhere chill and safe, and make sure you got it before you go for it in a busy place. It's really fun to just keep rolling when you're stepping off a curb, and so here's how you can do that. So I'm rolling. I'm gonna keep my weight on this leg, but put this foot down, and then eventually I'm going to transfer my center over to this leg and just push off. So let me show you going this way now. Weight's on this leg, it's still on this leg, so I can pick my foot up, and then eventually I'm going to transfer and push off. So it's in that moment of transfer that a lot of people tend to bust their butts. Just be sure that you're not letting your center get lost between your 2 feet. Keep your center over one, and then very purposefully transfer your center to the other one. It's all about staying on top of that foot and keeping that center over 1 foot at a time. Make sense? So I'm gonna show you how to step up. It's the same thing as going down. Oh, let's wait for this car, see where they're going. They hate us, they're gonna park right where we wanna be, right in the middle of our demonstration zone. Let's go across the street. Same thing, stepping up, we're gonna roll. And honestly, more speed makes this easier because it's easier to stay balanced when you're rolling forwards. Angular momentum, kids. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get my weight centered on the leg furthest from the curb. I'm gonna transfer 1 foot up, but keep my weight on this leg. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to transfer over to this leg. Make sense? Next thing we're gonna do is rolling off a curb, which is actually not so tricky. This is the same thing as stepping off. The most important thing you gotta think about is keeping those legs mushy. The faster you go, the easier this is. So let me just demonstrate. It's not scary, it's pretty fun. Well, it might be scary at first, but then once you do it, you'll probably be like, oh, that was chill. So usually when I'm going through the city, I'll just kind of roll off. And if you go slow, then you're more likely to get caught up on the curb. Let me demonstrate. So let's say I'm rolling slow, I'm a little scared. It's possible, but if your front wheels go down and your back wheels are still up there, then you might trip up a little bit. So add a little speed, have some confidence, and just roll on off. So I'm rolling off, and I'm stepping up. I like to go at a 45-degree angle when I'm rolling off. You can go perpendicular too. Just whatever your situation is, whatever your preference is. And then as soon as you go down, stay mushy, get low, you should be good. In addition to thinking about staying mushy, of course, anytime you're street skating, you're gonna wanna keep that stagger in your legs. So I don't want my feet side by side, because if they're side by side, I'm way more likely to tilt forwards or backwards. But if they're staggered, then I have stability. This gives me stability to roll off the curb. So one more time, we're gonna roll. I'm gonna keep that stagger, I'm gonna roll off and get even lower. Ta-da! I think that's everything you need to know. Oh, let's talk about jumping up onto a curb. Let me demo. Yeah, one more time. So if you want to step up your game a bit, you can actually jump up onto the curb. The thing that I'm thinking about more than actually jumping really high is lifting my knees up to my chest. So I don't have to jump too hard, it's more about the lift. Let's get past this beer bottle real fast. Ready, here I go, and I'm picking my knees up and getting low. Roll off again. Jump, pick my knees up, and get low. That's how you jump up. And then once you're confident rolling off, you can start jumping off. Add some height, add some style. It's really fun to cruise through the city just like that. Maybe even add some 180s. Oh, I chickened out. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, you guys. I think that's all I got for how to skate off a curb. In addition to how to jump, how to skate up. That's just my curb info right there. Yeah, there you go. All right, keep that center over 1 foot. Keep those legs staggered. Keep those knees mushy, mushy. Drop that tushy, tushy, like always. Oh, let us know in the comments if you have any more tips. Maybe you've busted your butt a couple times and learned something the hard way that you want to share with us. So let us know in the comments. Let's make that a resource of information for everybody watching this video. All right, thank you guys so much. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, later skaters.
Always one more.
If you're stepping off a curb and your foot is facing this way, it's gonna be easier to like fall forward. So you wanna push your foot. If I'm stepping this way, put this foot perpendicular to your direction. And then I can use it to push. So it's almost like your duck feet. You wanna have that V going on. But here, I'm gonna transfer the weight and then push.